well, I won't say what the official title will be, but it could be love, and I don't know whether to say versus, love versus sex, or love via, V-I-A, sex, I don't know about that. And then you drop down a line for good graphics, and then you have love, what? Via sex? Well, could be. I kind of go for the via myself, and it's like the chicken and the egg. What comes first, sex or love? Well, that depends. That is a half a dozen of the others. Now, everyone thinks that sex comes first, and that is a big question on a sleepover get-together, Did you score? Well, that depends on that. But the ladies, I think the ladies, by and large, they like to operate on the premise of that love comes first, it is just my general observation from reading that you can't really talk too much about sex. You can't too much, and that. Well, there's some other details too that I'll go into later, but. Well, that is the program. And, some people, well, I had someone say to me that I had my mind in a gutter, I was cracking some dirty jokes and that kind of thing. Well, you know how that goes. If you're not getting it, you're cracking those jokes, aren't you? And that, I was told to clean up my mind, and I will. I promise I will. I won't, make any more jokes like that. No, I won't. But the thing that got me going on this was a program that I watched on ABC on Channel 2, Good Morning America, and there is a word, and I don't have the copy of it, but I'm going to make up a word now. I'm going to say TNT, and that when you really love, there is a special area of your brain, someplace right here, kind of in the middle. Well, that's...
Please leave your message.
I got a message. Well, I don't know. I don't know what that is about. I know what it's about. It's one of those dumb phone calls of where they, I don't leave the message and that. But the people that really count, they do leave the messages, and I get the messages, and I answer the messages. Yes, well, getting back to, I'll make it up, the TNT part of the brain, that people that are in love, guys and gals, and that, I mean, the real thing. They found through some kind of brain scanning that there's an activity in the brain. Well, you say an activity. Well, I really don't know about this, but there are a couple possible activities. There is the electrical currents, that work, the brain waves. And there may be, now I'm making this up, chemical messengers, where certain chemistries go back and forth. Now, believe it or not, there is such a thing. I don't know about the brain, but chemical messengers, yes. Well, as in the case of a skunk, that is a type of chemical message right there. But that is the thing, You say, what is love? And science has found this part of the brain here, and a little bit of love, and you get a little bit of activity. Now, I'm talking about real love. I'm not talking about sex now. I'm talking about love, the kind that the girls like. And the more activity, it enlarges in the brain. And there's part of the brain here, there's part of the human soul that needs and wants love. They want to give it, and they want to get it. And even if you're 40 years old or over, you still have those strong impulses, yes, the love impulses. And well, you know, that's always the thing that got me, you know, about how people just hang up their, you know, romance, you know, when they're senior citizens, and they go in those old people's home to vegetate until they die. What a life, huh? Now, come on, let's get to the sex part now. Now, you know, it is said that women have sex for intimacy. You know, they want that cozy stuff and that, you know. And there's what you do before and what you do afterwards. Oh, yes. You want to hug them and snuggle up to them and that kind of thing. And whisper sweet nothings in their ear till they drop off to sleep. It is rude simply just to flip over and turn your back on them and shut down. But in married life, the wives, they learn how to do that, and they shut down and turn around, and you are back to back. That is one thing. It is another thing to be belly to belly, and that especially on a hot summer night when you're really sweating. Oh, yes. There is kind of a squishy sound that goes with it. Do you know that? Well, that is what? That is love, right? All right, now sex. The guys, they'll put up with intimacy to get what? S-E-X, yes, sex. Oh, boy. Well, you know. And there's another part of the brain here called the sex brain. Now, I saw this on TV. This is science. It is real. But it is not as active, it is not as big a deal as the love part in the brain. Now, in male anatomy, it is another story, you know. Oh, yes, just standing up straight and, well, practically saluting and saying, say yes, you know. Well, you know, and I saw a story about Viagra, you know. All that, you know, you see commercials on that, and beautiful women, you know, they're just hugging their man, and just so cozy, sweet, and all of that. Is your life like that? Is your girlfriend like that, huh? Just begging for it, or what? Well, dream on, buddy. But anyhow, the Viagra stiffens them up like that. I mean, you know, and well, they can perform. Oh yes, and those erections can last as long as 4 hours. Can you imagine walking around like that in your pants, huh? And if it doesn't subside, you're to go to the emergency room. I don't know what the emergency people do. I don't know if sitting in a tub of cold water or ice cubes or something would subdue things or not, or whether it requires the attention of the MD in the emergency room. I don't know. Have you had that problem? Are you on Viagra? Well, I sort of had that problem, but I'm not on Viagra, so, you know, that is the way it goes. Well, that